The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the economy in every aspect across the world. Schools and workplaces are closed. We are confined in our homes, but still need to study or work. I'm not used to working at home at all. I usually do my writing at a local coffee shop or work in my school office. Unfortunately, I still need to do the same things I used to do even though I have to stay at home. Working from home was a challenge at first, and I was very stressed out for the first few days. There are so many distractions at home. Chores, my family, refrigerator, TV, bed, etc. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Here are my 6 tips for how to remain productive when working from home. Number 1, stick to your routines. My work schedule has not changed much, except that I'm doing it at home. I'm teaching the same classes as before, but virtually. Although I have fewer meetings than before, I still maintain all of my weekly meetings with my collaborators and my advising meetings via Zoom. To stick to this routine, I follow my usual pattern, which is to get up at 5 in the morning as usual and start my routine. I do my morning writing for the first hour or so, read a book, then take a walk around my neighborhood. Then I take a shower and put on some casual clothes. A very important note I want to make is do not wear pajamas while working from home. I love PJs. They are comfy, but they will loosen your mind and attitude toward work. Not only does getting dressed clear your mind for work, it also saves you from embarrassing moments with your colleagues on conference calls. For example, I heard from one of my friends that she was wearing pajamas on her first day of working at home. She was on a video conference when her door opened somehow, and she had to stand up to close the door, and suddenly everybody laughed out loud. From that moment, she decided to wear work clothes while working at home. I prepare breakfast and then wake up my son. Once breakfast time is over, each of us does what we are supposed to do. I get distracted by my son, who has a lot of questions and requests. I will share my son's routine while staying at home in one of my upcoming videos. Even with these distractions though, sticking to your routines and schedules will help your body functions as usual and be as productive as when you are in your workplace. Your wake-up time may change, since you don't have to get your kids up early for school or wake up extra early to commute to work. I do encourage you to not wake up later than usual just because you are only a few steps away from your work desk. Wake up around the same time as usual. Use the extra time to do things you don't typically get to do, such as enjoying your morning coffee, reading a book, or actually getting to eat your breakfast at the table instead of the usual stuffing it in your face in the car. Number 2, create a designated workspace. For those new to this whole working from home gig, this may seem unimportant. You may be thinking, oh, I can just leave my laptop on my bedside and work from there. I highly discourage this. Having a designated workspace puts you more into work mode and reduces the I am at home mentality. Choose a room or a space at home that is a little bit more private for when you need to really focus and concentrate. A well-lit space or corner can do a lot for your productivity. One tip is to sit by the window. Being able to look outside or have a glimpse of sunlight does a lot for your mental health as you don't feel too confined or rigid while working at home. Number 3, minimize distractions. A major change while working from home for me is the distractions. I'm a confessed procrastinator and can spend the whole day doing activities like cleaning the kitchen, have a TV show on while I'm working, or indulge myself to devour the news and social media feeds about the COVID-19 updates. Sometimes I catch myself thinking that I don't have to commute to work today, so I can use the extra hour to play a round of video games. If you are like me, this will be particularly hard working from home. We also need to avoid those distractions when working from home. Put away your smartphone and do not turn on the TV while you are working. Although it might seem extreme, I just suspended my cable service for the next 3 months. If you don't go that far, you can do these things during your scheduled breaks and when you finish your tasks for the day. Number 4, take breaks. It is great when you get into the rhythm and just keep going until you are done. But make sure you take a break in between to re-energize yourself. Don't skip meals or eat while you are working. Set aside specific times to eat or have a coffee break. You usually do that at work anyway. Do it at home as well. Set out blocks of time for focused work and then set times for little breaks in between. This is known as the Pomodoro technique, and I covered it in an earlier video, the top 3 productivity tips. A link to the video is available in the description section. By working in focused blocks of time and then taking a short break in between intervals, you increase your productivity. Keep in mind that working from home means you are moving less. It is a good idea to move around during your short breaks, maybe climb some stairs, or if you have a yard or garden, go outside and walk around in it. If you are in an apartment, walk on the spot. A healthy body has a healthy mind. Number 5, log off. I know so many people who work at home and end up working longer hours than they did in the office. Why? Because they are in the comfort of their own homes and don't have to worry about getting out of the office on time to avoid the rush hour or needing to turn in early to avoid being late for work the following day. There is no clocking in and out at home. And while it is good to keep working when you get into a rhythm, it is even more important to know when to call it a day. Just because you are at home does not mean you have to get everything done in one go or in one day. The worst thing you can do is to be overworked when you are already working from home. Your home is supposed to be the place where you look forward to going to relax at the end of the day. If you don't log off on time, your work becomes your home life, and when you get back to working in the office again, it will be even harder to separate the two. If you don't usually bring work home, keep it the same, even if you are working from home. Know when to log off, turn off your emails, and enjoy your personal time. This way, you will be recharged and productive again the next day. Number 6, socialize. A lot of people who work from home get so used to working alone that they became socially awkward. To a certain degree, this helps your productivity. You get so much done because you are not spending time chit-chatting with your colleagues or friends. However, when we get lonely, it affects us emotionally because we are social animals. When we are still in the midst of physical distancing, we need to communicate with others. Check up on your office mates or colleagues, call your family, or video call with your special someone. Distance yourself physically but not emotionally. This is where socializing and communicating play even bigger role. Stay connected even if you are working from home. There is no telling how long this pandemic will last. It may take weeks or months, but life doesn't and shouldn't completely stop just because of this crisis. We all need to keep working to put food on the table. If you are one of those who are being forced to work or study from home, it will take time to adjust, but it gets better when you establish a routine. And you can be productive even in the comforts of your own home. Just remember to stick to your schedule, designate a workspace, reduce the distractions, take appropriate break times, log off when you are supposed to, and find ways to socialize. Who knows, you may end up enjoying it so much and consider a career change after all this. If you have any tips or tactics to stay productive when you are working or studying from home, please share them in the comment section below so others can learn from you. Thank you so much for watching and stay well.